Today we're taking on Baldur's Gate 3's hardest challenge, Solo Honour Mode. It's a party-based game, but we're going in alone, and to boot, if we die at any point, it resets the entire run. So what I've done is I've put together a 5-phase master plan, and we're going to approach each one in turn. A real man doesn't run from his problems, he skips. In all seriousness, phase 1 of the plan is skipping towards death, so what we're going to try to do is avoid as much combat as possible and reach Merkel. You may say, do you really need to run from 3 level 1 imps? I don't know. Do you think it'd be a better idea to hit them with my stick? Ship spawns in and out of the sky and then I eventually fall off the ship and wake up on a beach. Lae'zel is in the spirit realm right now. Pick up her scrolls, send her belongings to my camp, grin at the corpse. So after you get your bearings, head to your camp and you're gonna find a chest with a handful of items. First, there's a flask of steroids. Down those immediately. Second, there's a potion of flying. Stow that along with the mask of the shapeshifter. So now that you're juiced up on steroids, you can easily leap up the cliffside and bypass all combat on your way to the Druid's Grove. Once you make it to the Druid's Grove, down the flying potion and fly up to the cliffside by the fast travel point. This will completely bypass the typical gate encounter. Afterwards, you're free to go into the Druid's Grove, where Aridin will be confronting Zevlor. If you're lucky, Aridin will knock out Zevlor. Zevlor has good gloves, so try to steal them off his hands. If he wakes up, just try to rip them off his hands. Odds are you'll fail, and he'll pick a fight with you. Surely he can't chase me and smite me. Oh, he can shoot. See, this is why we're a Shadow Sorcerer, though. Of course, that was all according to the master plan, and that's why we're a Shadow Sorcerer, who once per day has the ability to self-res when they otherwise would have died and ended the run. So after you're banned from the only friendly settlement in the area, put on your Mask of the Shapeshifter to pretend it's all okay. Disguise yourself as a drow and begin skipping up the road until you come across a village. Lore-wise, goblins are intimidated by dark-skinned individuals, so they'll let you walk right past straight into their camp. As soon as you arrive, you'll notice a goblin giving a performance on the side of the camp. Walk up to him and bite his toe off.
You fiend!
So now we're going to start skipping through the goblin camp. The one catch is, if you skip the goblin camp, all the druids die. Now the skip. Keep your drow disguise on and walk into the camp. You're going to talk to the goblins, tell them drow. You basically are telling them you're going to talk to one of their leaders and they let you into the camp. At this point, you can drop your disguise, which I do. I want to get my rep up as my true self. Show my face to her. This is what I look like currently. Okay, that might be a good getaway spell. To skip the goblin camp, we're going to try to go through Gut's chamber and enter the Underdark. So to pull off the skip, you want to approach Gut and allow her to brand you. She'll invite you back to her chambers and then offer you drugs. Yummy. Didn't see that coming. When you wake up, you'll find yourself in a prison cell.
Looking for weak points.
I didn't even mean to click that. I nat 20 it. I mess up the skip in this run and accidentally hit a nat 20. So I'm going to show you how I played it out, because part of soloing Honour Mode is things go wrong. So I'm going to show you how I play things out to keep things moving. Okay, well, now we're out and about in Gut's chamber. I've never been loose in here. I didn't expect that to happen. Is she going to see me and fight me? What happens if she sees me? Oh, see, yeah, this is why I got the Scroll of Gaseous Form. I totally planned this. Can I squeeze through that window if I do this? Well, I don't want to waste this, and I don't know if I can squeeze through that if I gaseous form. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try and break out and see where this leads. All right, whatever, just break my ankles real quick. Ow. Ow. Okay, now I can just teleport out. At this point, you have a couple options on how to proceed. You could either go to the mountain pass or go through the Underdark. Strategically, it's far more beneficial to take the Underdark route. The main reason for that is the adamantine gear that offers crit protection, which will increase your survivability for the rest of this run massively. The only problem is there's a giant robot standing in the way. Conveniently, however, there are a pile of dead bodies nearby that you can stuff into your backpack and throw at the giant robot to crush him. The drawback to the Underdark route, however, is that it takes longer, and for that reason, we're skipping into the mountains. Damon's dead.
I'm Althira.
As you skip into the mountains, you'll find that a refugee from the Druid's Grove survived and actually asks to join your camp. Invite her along, because the devil is also here and we're going to try to steal his armor. We mess up the skip and she winds up dead. Who the hell are you?
Your salvation.
Get the fuck away from me.
To become.
After you silence the voices for the night, make sure you get some rest because we've got a lot more skipping to do. As you skip through the mountains, you'll come across a pack of undead. Grip your running hat because we're about to take a big gamble. Jump into the middle of them. If you're lucky, you'll go first and you'll be able to dash away from them safely into the Shadowlands. Shadow Curse, also skippable. If you take the mountain pass route like I did, there's a torch sitting there, or you could cast light, produce flame, one of those things, so you can bypass the lesser effects of the Shadow Curse. Now we have to deal with the greater effects of the Shadow Curse, and to do so we need to get our hands on a moon lantern, so move up the path until you confront Karnas. If you're feeling lucky, there's a 2-part persuasion dialogue check that will make him drop the lantern and walk off into the Shadow Curse. Yep, you'll be safe, trust me. Nice. Alternatively, you can abruptly interrupt him and instigate a fight. Luckily, I happen to have a scroll of gaseous form on me that I bought from Rilla Moonglow in the Goblin Camp, which brings us to another tip. Always have an escape plan going into any encounter. When I walked into that Karnas fight, I knew it was a real possibility that I got into a fight with them. I thought I probably can get away from it. Things went way worse than I planned, but I ended up leading them all the way back to Last Light Inn. Now, this created a weird situation because I hadn't met Last Light Inn yet, and they started trying to attack me too. I'm gonna get killed by the people in Last Light Inn. Whatever, dude. They arrested me? Punching my way through a wall as a sorcerer. So after breaking out of jail again, I teleported back up to Last Light Inn to find they took out Karnas, but they were not very happy after I started aggressively interrupting them. What is going on? Last Light is permanently hostile. That dude almost just obliterated me. And now I'm frightened, so I can't move. Okay, if I dash and then take off leaping into the wilderness. Flee. Oh my gosh. I'm not even in a camp. Okay, I do have a camp. Halsin's in my camp dead. I'm so lost. How did Halsin get to this campsite? And why is his... I have no idea what's happening right now. This is so scuffed.
You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing, saving those people in the grove.
You called for me, my lord?
Get the fuck away from me. When this goblin shows up in your camp, do not shoo him away. Follow him, and he'll actually give you a cape that's perfect for killing people. Up until this point, we've been skipping away from nearly every encounter, so it's time to initiate combat for XP. XP sources: animals, frogs, fish, humans. They're all animals. In all seriousness, the Dark Urge cape allows you to go invisible after every single kill, so it allows you to move into packs of enemies and systematically eliminate each one of them one by one right in front of their friends, and they can't do anything to stop you. Oh, the humanity. I slaughtered them all. Oh no. So here's the deal. We didn't kill Balthazar this run, so he's going to show up. But he's not our current target, so skip right past him by turning over Aelin. Which means when you return to Moonrise Towers, Ketheric will invite you up to meet the Absolute.
For your sake, true soul, I pray her judgment is swift. Hear us, Absolute! You needn't beg for mercy, true soul. The Absolute is not like other gods. She always gives her faithful exactly what they deserve. Do it, now!
The presence is no longer approaching you, but encircling you, observing you.
struggles to compress its vast being down into terms you can understand.
You were the jeweled hope for their design. But now, you are their flaw.
A world away, the grip on you tightens. A desperate, drowning thing that pulls you down with it.
When you awake, you'll find yourself in a pod trapped by Balthazar, so break out and kill him. The strategy I chose to go for Merkel in this run is basically burn him to death. So now you're on the home stretch, and all you have to do now is slaughter your sister and the president for a couple rocks. But on the way, you'll be jumped by some more space frogs. Skip right past them into their portal. So then you're into the astral prism. Plan A here is to throw the frogs into the abyss if you can. If they reposition in a way that precludes you from throwing them into the abyss, a tip here is you can use improvised weapon to reposition them closer and then try to make the throw. If that doesn't work, then make sure you play around Squid, but don't let him die because that will end the run. Once you clear out the frogs, Squid will offer you a power amp in the form of the Astral Tadpole. It gives you many new abilities and makes you significantly stronger, but the drawback is you look ugly. If you transform me into a squid, I'm killing you. You...
That you feel different.
So we'll kill Squid later, but for now, it's back to hunting your sister and the president. Now to reach them, you're gonna have to find a way to get into Worm's Rock Fortress, but we planned ahead for this, and back in Phase 2 when we went around slaughtering everyone, we made sure to do that in front of cameras. So now the president's guards are already up to speed on our murder spree and will promptly try to arrest you when you approach.
I'm smack dab in the middle of my right goddamn mind, and any scumbag, any lowlife, any maggot piece of shit that I put down, I did it because I liked it. Hell, I loved it. I'm sitting here, I'm just itching. I'm itching to do it again. And you think what? You think you're gonna send me to a nut house?
So they arrested me and brought me straight in. All I had to do was break out of jail for a third time this run. Well, Jahira's dead. How did that happen? It's like what happened with Halson all over again. She's just dead in my camp. I never even talked to her. She just shows up in my camp dead. How does this keep happening? And now I'm home free into the lower city of Baldur's Gate. Now a note on the Orin fight, it's easier if you're a Dark Urge because you 1v1 her without this insta-kill mechanic that if you don't get a kill, you just wipe. So as a Dark Urge, the main thing you have to be worried about is getting frightened by Orin because that will make you skip your turn. There are, however, a number of things you can do to stack the odds in your favor to resist being frightened. First, you can head to the docks and free Volo. When he shows up at your camp, he'll give you a book that gives you bonuses against being frightened. Second, you could rob all the merchants in town, stuff their gold in a bag, and donate it to the local church. If you do so, you'll be allowed to pray at the altar and receive a bonus to saving throws. Third, you could go to the Rivington Circus and purchase a statue of yourself from this mud imp that will apply a permanent bless buff. Do make sure you take a long rest after purchasing the statue to allow it to show up at your camp and actually apply the buff to yourself.
But listen close, Bone Killer. Come to my temple before you turn Gortash to carrion, and I will ready your friend's corpse to greet you.
What a fight. After you take out Orin, you have to make a very important decision as to whether you want to be evil and embrace your urges, or die.
Thou hast vanquished thine urge. Thou art now faithless, godless, and doomed to wander the fugue plane for eternity. I will not permit that, though all the powers of life and death dictate that it should be so. I, too, still hold some power, and I invest a portion of it in thee, who hath challenged the gods and now liveth to tell of it. So rise, challenger of gods, and prepare for battle once more. Death will not claim thee whilst I do. Greet the bloodless dawn, child of night.
So once you get your hands on Orin's rock, all that's left is Gortash. So lie to his face that you'll be his friend. He'll then try to shake you down to take your rocks, but do not hand them over.
I was merely testing you. There is a vessel to the morphic pool where the brain feeds. I will wait for you at the pool.
Once he's isolated at the meetup spot, jump out of the bushes and stab him.
You damn fool! We are on the cusp of confronting an entity beyond comprehension. We need to work together.
Hand must have slipped.
What a coincidence. So did my foot.
Things go a little bit south and I fall asleep in the middle of our fight, but I stand up and absolutely smoke him and get my vengeance. Now that we have our hands on all the rocks, it's time to confront the final boss. Couple things of preparation you want to do. I would recommend you free Orpheus, and the easiest way to do that is sell your soul to the devil. The reason for that is Orpheus has access to Fierce Perilous Stakes, which will add a tremendous amount of damage to your multi-hit spells. There is a scroll in this game you can rob from the local library. I'm a psychopath, don't judge me. And you can add so much damage to it that you one-tap the dragon and squid in the first turn of combat, essentially. The thing I want to caution you about, however, is Fierce Perilous Stakes makes you vulnerable to all damage, and the brain has access to a legendary action that will one-tap you at the end of every turn. Ooh. Well. Okay. I guess it's time to run it back.
Me and you, and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together.
You are Jacques Vonashdu, source of my bruises.
I'm coming back in with a different solution. Bring globes of invulnerability that you can purchase from Leroican at the local library. In honor mode. 11 hours, 10 minutes later. Let's go. Where's it going? I knocked Orpheus out. Knocked me out too. Oh my. Oh my, if I would have died to that, I can't even explain how upset that would have made me. So once you take out the dragon and squid with your Perilous Stakes bomb, all that's left now is a final DPS check against the big brain. It was... That's the most tragic thing I've ever seen. It's time to run it back again. I'm back. buff me up, Orpheus. We're going for the one shot. And we're gonna use some drugs. Just because we're going crazy on them. And I started blasting. So after blasting your way past that final DPS check, there's only one thing left to do. Subscribe to my channel. No, it's actually to pick your ending.
Call it.
Call it?
Yes.
For what?
Just call it.
Well, we need to know what we're calling it for here.
You need to call it. I can't call it for you. Well, it wouldn't be fair.
I didn't put nothing up.
Yes, you did. You've been putting it up your whole life. You just didn't know it. You know what date is on this coin?
No.
1958. It's been traveling 22 years to get here. And now it's here. And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
Well, look, I need to know what I stand to win.
Everything.
How's that?
You stand to win everything, call it.
All right. Heads then.
In a world you've grown, few more years to go. Don't let the hurdle fall. So be the girl you loved. Be the girl you loved. I'll wait. So show me why you're strong. Ignore everybody else. We're alone now. I'll wait. So show me why you're strong. Ignore everybody else. We're alone now. Suddenly I'm hit. It's the darkness of the dawn. And your friends are gone. And your friends won't come. So show me where you fit. So show me where you fit.